looks soft, like cosmic silk floating through space. From afar, Saturn's rings shimmer, elegant, mesmerizing. But you're falling in, not in a spaceship, not in a suit, just you, slowly drifting toward one of the most deceptive wonders in the solar system. At first, it feels peaceful. No sound, no gravity pulling too hard. Just a gentle descent through what looks like misty light. But the closer you get, the more wrong it feels. The rings begin to swirl beneath you. Not slow, not gentle, fast, chaotic. Razor sharp. They aren't clouds. They aren't dust. They're weapons, billions of shattered rocks, broken moons, and frozen blades moving at speeds your mind can't process. You haven't even touched the rings yet, and already your body is starting to regret it. You're now within 1,000 kilometers of the rings, and they no longer look like a solid band. They're fragmented, frenzied, alive. Each piece is racing, some the size of pebbles, others as big as houses, and they're circling Saturn at up to 72,000 kilometers per hour. You start to feel it. Micro impacts slamming into your body. Not enough to kill you yet, but enough to bruise, fracture, and rip your clothes open like tissue paper. You try to shield your face. Too late. A shard of ice the size of a coin zips past and slices your forearm open like a scalpel. Your blood boils instantly in the vacuum, because out here, there's no air, no pressure. Your lungs would collapse if you hadn't already exhaled in panic. But the worst part, you're still falling towards something even faster, even denser. The B ring, the thickest, brightest part of Saturn's entire ring system, and it's just seconds away. So you've reached Saturn's rings, and they aren't soft, they aren't gentle. They're a planetary blender made of frozen shrapnel. Each piece is moving faster than a speeding bullet, and you're surrounded by billions of them. Ice chunks the size of boulders, dust fragments as sharp as razors, all orbiting in organized chaos. From far away, it looked calm. But from here, it's a death trap with no way out. You try to maneuver your thrusters, but every tiny mistake brings you inches from disaster. A single pebble could tear through your suit. A dust cloud could sandblast your visor clean off. And just when you think you've adjusted, your oxygen levels drop. You've punctured something small. But in space, small means fatal. Your breath gets shallow. You reach for the patch kit. Too late. Another shard hits you, then another, and another. Now, you're not falling into the rings. You're becoming one of them. In just seconds, your body starts to fragment. You're not exploding, you're unraveling. The force of Saturn's rings doesn't crush you. It peels you, layer by layer. Skin, muscle, bone. Each shard of ice tears off another piece. And before your brain can register pain, it's over. You're no longer whole. Your particles floating. You become part of the ring system, a mist of carbon, blood, and vapor, orbiting endlessly around a silent gas giant. From Earth, no one would ever know. There's no signal, no scream, no light, only a perfect, glimmering band of dust. One grain among billions, forever circling a planet that never cared. From Earth, Saturn's rings are mesmerizing. Elegant, serene, but beauty at a distance is a lie. Those graceful arcs, they're a battleground of motion and momentum. Each particle, a stray bullet in orbit. Some the size of pebbles, others as big as houses. They race around Saturn at over 64,000 kilometers per hour. That's 18 kilometers per second, faster than a bullet. Faster than you can think. There's no friction to slow them, no sound to warn you, only silence until impact. Even spacecraft designed by NASA avoid diving through the dense parts of the rings. Cassini barely survived a close pass, and it was made of titanium and reinforced alloys. You're a water balloon in a meteor shower. A momentary anomaly, instantly erased. If the collision didn't kill you instantly, the aftermath would. Your body would break apart. Not in chunks, but in a mist of frozen vapor and fragments. Blood would flash freeze, bones would become debris, and your atoms would begin a new journey, caught in Saturn's gravity. Some pieces would spiral inward, drawn toward the crushing atmosphere. Others would join the very thing that destroyed you, becoming part of the rings. In death, you'd be beautiful, your molecules shimmering in the sunlight as ice and dust, orbiting for eternity. But that eternity is borrowed time, because even Saturn's rings are dying. Saturn's rings aren't forever. They're fragile, ephemeral, what looks eternal from a telescope. is actually vanishing, grain by grain, ice by ice, pulled by gravity, stripped by magnetism, rainfall of dust and vapor, falling into the planet itself. Scientists call it ring rain. Saturn is devouring its own crown, and in 100 million years, the rings will vanish completely. So if you died there, you wouldn't stay forever. You'd rain down to one frozen particle falling like a tear. Onto the gas giant's endless clouds, a cosmic goodbye, silent, forgotten. You looked up at Saturn's rings and saw poetry. But the truth? They're a machine of destruction, spinning blades of ice, a trap hidden behind beauty. You wouldn't die peacefully there, you'd scatter, vaporized into cosmic dust. Ice part of the ring you once admired. And one day, even that ring will disappear. The universe is full of wonders, but the ones that look safest are sometimes the most dangerous. Drop your favorite planet in the comments, like if you learned something mind-blowing today. And if you want more space mysteries, black holes, and near-death questions, subscribe to Minute Truth, because we ask the questions others are too afraid to imagine.